For me, there is nothing more beautiful than rhythmic gymnastics. It's special in every way. It's very feminine, with expert coordination, flexibility, and artistry. It shows off the beauty of a woman. Rhythmic gymnastics also requires strength, speed, and the combination of many different qualities. It develops you as a gymnast in so many ways.
Bulgaria's Silviya Miteva is one of the world's leading rhythmic gymnasts. Now 26, she's been practicing her sport for 20 years and will realise her lifelong dream of representing her country at the forthcoming Olympics. To find out more about Silviya's journey to the top, Transworld Sport travelled to the Bulgarian capital Sofia, where she lives and trains.
As my mum will tell you, when I was just 20 days old, I was in the gym with her. She was a rhythmic gymnast too, so I've literally been around the gym my whole life. When I was little, I would play around with all the other kids who are in the gym too. Initially, I thought that I could do both rhythmic and artistic gymnastics. But when I turned 6, my parents asked me to choose between them. I thought to myself, why are they making me choose one when I liked both and wanted to do both? But they explained to me that I needed to choose one and completely devote myself to it. They gave me a deadline of 1 week to make my decision, and I can't remember what my reasons were, but during that week I decided to do rhythmic gymnastics, and I haven't looked back since.
Silviya trains for 5 hours a day, 6 days a week at the National Training Centre here in Sofia. In addition to that, she takes part in around 25 international competitions a year. Such is the strain put on their bodies from an early age, most rhythmic gymnasts hit their peak in their late teens, and many are retired by their mid-20s. However, that's not the case with Silviya. She's produced her best performances over the last 2 years, winning 2 bronze medals at the 2011 World Championships in France.
I love the buzz that I get from competitions. That's what makes all of the training worthwhile. When I've prepared well, then I perform well. When it all comes together, it's a great feeling, and it's really rewarding when you hear the audience cheering for you. That happened to me at last year's World Championships. There was a huge crowd, around 10 to 12,000 people, and they were very supportive during my routine. At the end, they all got to their feet and gave me a standing ovation. The feeling was just incredible.
Both Silviya's parents were gymnasts. She's coached by her mother, who's also called Silviya, and who was part of the Bulgarian Rhythmic Gymnastics team that won gold at the 1981 World Championships.
When my daughter was just starting out in the sport, I remember that she was very little and the ball was bigger than her head. But she would go out onto the mat so focused and with enormous purpose, as if it was just her, the music and the ball. It was then that we realised that she was not only physically gifted, but that she also possessed the mental qualities needed for this sport, and I've always supported her.
With the hours spent together in the gym, at home and travelling to competitions, Silviya and her mum are extremely close. The line between their working lives in the gym and their home life can sometimes be difficult to define, but the Miteva family have worked hard to achieve a healthy balance.
When she was little, it was more difficult, and very often things that upset her in the gym would spill over into our home life. But we've worked on that, and now it's strictly a case of what happens in the gym stays in the gym. Growing up, I think my mum was a little more ambitious than me. She had to push me, and as is only natural when you're growing up, I went through some difficult phases. So of course, we've had our ups and downs, and we've had a few disagreements along the way. But at the moment, everything is going really well. I don't think I would have achieved what I have without her. She helps me physically in training, and she also provides support for me both psychologically and emotionally. We make a good team. We only need to look at each other to understand what the other is thinking.
Together, mother and daughter are currently preparing for the London Olympics. After her impressive performances at last year's World Championships, Silviya knows she has what it takes to bring home a medal from the Games.
The sporting world will be in one place, and I can't wait to be a part of that. There'll be a lot of emotions running through me. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss the opening ceremony, as our competition takes place towards the end of the Games, and we don't arrive in London until after they've begun. But I'll be there for the closing ceremony, and obviously the competition itself.
When she's not training or competing, Silviya likes to relax with her family and friends, and that often means hitting the shops of Sofia.
My free time and the opportunity to relax is very important, as I spend so many hours in the gym. That, along with the amount of time I spend travelling to competitions, means that I get extremely tired. So I have to pay special attention to my recovery. Often, I don't even have the energy to go shopping, but when I do, I really enjoy it. It makes me feel relaxed. I also enjoy going for walks. I love being outdoors and amongst nature. If I have more free time, I sometimes go on a day trip somewhere and do some sightseeing. But in my spare time, you'll mainly find me reading, watching films, or taking photos. That's about it.
Silviya is planning to continue in her sport for a good number of years yet. When she does decide to call it a day, she plans to go into coaching and has already earned the necessary qualifications. Yet for the moment, the Bulgarian's main focus is on competing and on turning the many bronze medals that she's won at major competitions into gold.
Rhythmic gymnastics has brought me so much happiness. It's helped me to develop not only as an athlete, but as a person too. It requires a lot of discipline and self-control, and I feel this helps me in my everyday life. The sport has so many challenges, and overcoming them prepares me for whatever life throws up.